Hello everyone, it's Pico and welcome to ZAAZ. So, we're starting a little early today. We're doing 5:30 Eastern Standard Time because we have the Super Bowl tonight, so thanks for joining us. Now remember, if you missed the actual live stream, the video always stays up on Facebook, so if you have any questions or want to rewatch that, leave them in the comment section below and try out all these exercises. So today we're doing back to basics. A couple weeks ago we did a back to basics class, but we talked more about fundamental exercises you can do on your ZAAZ machine. Today I want to go over a little bit more of the physical about the machine and the chair. Now just a couple days ago we did a video tutorial on how to use your ZAAZ chair. So if you want to go ahead, check that out. Scroll down further on our page and you'll see that that's our last video we posted. We're going to go over the chair again a little bit briefly today because we still had a couple more questions about how to use it. But besides that, I want to talk more about the speed, the stance, and we are still going to do a couple of fundamental exercises, but they're going to be more positions that are great starters for if you just got your ZAAZ or you're coming back to your ZAAZ. So, for starters, let's go ahead, let's talk about the chair and the mat. So, if you have your machine, you have a hard plate, and usually you have an aerobic plate that comes with it. This is your hard plate. If you knock on that, that's hard plastic there. Now, if you have shoes on, that's a great one to use. But if you're looking to use your machine barefoot or you're sitting on it, you might want to go for the aerobic mat. Now, to take it off, you just go ahead. It lifts up off of the base pretty easily. And the aerobic is more of a spongy material. That's great for if you're looking to go barefoot. You know, when I do any kind of mindfulness, meditation, or if I'm doing anything for diabetic neuropathy class where I'm looking to have my shoes off, I definitely go for this aerobic mat because it's a little bit more comfortable on the feet. Now, if you're looking to use your chair, you want to go with the aerobic mat. Now, what you do, you're going to put it down onto the plate. Make sure you press down on all four corners. Make sure it's snug on there. And you can pull the aerobic mat up off of the actual plastic base. And that's what's going to leave us room for the chair. So go ahead, take that off, put it to the side, and let's grab our chair. Now, I mentioned this briefly. The most important part and the misconception, everyone thinks that your chair is going to lock into place. It will not lock into place, and this is how you do it. You're going to go ahead and you're going to slightly fold up your chair first, bringing it down to the middle of the plate, and then letting it sprawl out from there. Now, what's going to hold it into place is your body weight sitting onto the chair. Don't wait for any kind of click. Make sure that it's pushing on the edges. It should be firm there. Taking yourself and taking a seat. That should be it. Now, if you have any more questions about that, please let us know. A couple people are having a tricky time with the chair. I'm going to go ahead and put back on my hard mat to go over the rest because I do have shoes on today. So I do not mind the harder mat. Make sure you press on all four corners, and you are done. That is that. Let's go ahead, let's get onto our machine, and let's turn it on. So today we're going to just go over things manually. I am not using a program. When I personally use my machine, I like to just go manual. I turn it on and off, and then I have the plus and minus on the screen that allows me to increase the speed or lower the speed. Now, one of the main questions I get almost daily is what speed should I be using for my machine? Which exercise should be correlated with this speed? What time, this speed, anything. I get that a lot. And here's my one answer. And I have a couple key pointers here, but my one answer is that there is no one speed for each exercise. But there are a couple rules of thumb. Now, this is what I usually explain to my clients when they first get onto their ZAAZ machine. If you're looking to use your ZAAZ for something like a chronic condition like arthritis, fibromyalgia, diabetic neuropathy, the kind of chronic conditions where circulation are proven to help aid and ease some of the stress that is caused by that chronic condition, you want to go for higher speeds. Higher speeds are going to give you more hertz per second. You're going to have more of an oscillation on your plate, and that's going to create that fast twitch muscle as fast as possible, creating that circulation. And that's going to aid in any kind of stress. Let me get the correct wording here. When you're trying to help any of those conditions, because I'm a little specific about the wording because sometimes we say, oh, your condition creates uncomfortableness. And, I want to be, sincere with a lot of people because a lot of these conditions are really hard for people, especially diabetic neuropathy. My clients who deal with diabetic neuropathy, it's not just uncomfortable sometimes. It can be debilitating when you're not able to stand for long periods of time and you have tingling, numbness, pain, cramps in your legs. So we want to try to get the circulation go because time after time again, whole body vibration has proven to aid the circulation and try to take some of that strain off of those uncomfortable symptoms from chronic things like diabetic neuropathy. So enough with my rant, and if you guys have any more questions specifically on any of these conditions I've named, leave them in the comment section below. We'll answer more specifically. So when it comes to speed, you always want to take it easy. A lot of people, the first time you get in this machine, we have a speed of 1 through 99. A lot of my clients get on here and they want to jet right up to 99. Don't do that. Take it slow. Well, the first time I stepped on the machine, it took me a while to get past the 40s. The 40s is where I naturally stay. I hardly ever go up. I get enough pure vibration to help with circulation around the 40s and 50s. But this has to do with tolerance and catering to everyone's specific needs. So throughout any exercise you're doing, anytime you're doing a class with us, I want you to cater to what your needs are. What are you looking to get out of the machine? Do you have a condition? Are you looking to do it after a workout because you're sore? What are you looking to do? The main reason I tend to use my ZAAZ is because of after workout soreness when I'm in the gym and I've got that delayed onset muscle soreness, especially in my legs, and I'm looking to get that lymphatic drainage. I go for high speeds of circulation to try to get the acids out of my muscles and help with that chronic pain that comes from working out in the gym. Now, I also use it for a lot of meditation purposes. So the other aspect of the speed, we've talked about the higher speeds, and that really aids in the circulation with chronic conditions. Now we have the other aspect is the lower speeds. So lower speeds, and I hear this a lot from my clients, is that it really pushes their balance and stability. So when you have a lower speed, you have less hertz per second. Your plate isn't wobbling as fast, which really means your body has to work extra hard to stay upright. So that's really going to push your stability muscles. So if you're someone who's looking to work on stability and balance throughout your day-to-day and you want to get on your ZAAZ machine for that benefit, try to go for those lower speeds. Do, squats, knee bends. Try to work on having yourself stay upright while on the surface. Now, you always have your support bars, but if you really want to test yourself and you're working for that balance and stability, go for a lower speed and try going with open palm, and then as you get more comfortable, try to hover your hands. Focus on something in front of you, keep your knees bent, and try to breathe. And that's really going to start engaging those large muscles like the backs of your legs and the hamstrings and your glute, which is your butt. Those are your large stability muscles. So keep this in mind when you're doing any exercise, anytime you're on your ZAAZ machine. Remember, there's no one speed. Think about what you're looking to obtain, what benefits, what are you working on, and then use these little rules of thumb to help you decipher your speed. Now, the other aspect that I'm going to talk about today is this width of your stance. Very similar to what we're talking about with the speed. Now, if you bring your feet all the way to the edges of the plate, you are going to feel that balance and stability aspect. You are going to feel more of a teeter-totter, more of a wobble in your hips. Now, that's really going to push the balance and stability aspect. Now, not everyone who gets on this machine feels comfortable with that right away. So what you can do for starters is you can start to inch your feet closer together. If you bring your feet all the way together, you're still going to get pure vibration, but you're not going to have that teeter-totter feel. When you start getting more comfortable, go ahead and start inching your feet out on the plate if you can. Now, there might be one exercise that you feel a wider stance is more comfortable, opposed to another exercise where you need to have a closer together stance. Now remember, just like your speed, throughout the time you're on your ZAAZ machine, you can alter the speed or your stance at any point. We want to cater it to you. We want you to be having the most comfortability that you can be while using your ZAAZ machine, getting all those great benefits. So, the last thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to go ahead and put my speed up a little more, is we're going to talk about playing around with your machine. Every body is different and everyone feels it differently. So a good way to really get started on your machine is go ahead, get on it. Some people find that they like to go barefoot. if you want more contact with your machine. Now, if you're going barefoot, you might want to try the aerobic pad. It's softer and will feel better on your bare feet. Some people need to have their shoes on because they need that ankle support and they don't feel comfortable standing for a long period of time without their shoes on. So remember, you always have your support bars to hold on to if you're feeling uncomfortable in any way. So what I mean when I say play around with your machine, experiment. So a couple things that I hear from my clients and that I personally discovered when first using my ZAAZ is there is a lot of difference about how the vibration moves through your body when you change simple things like bending your knees, straightening your knees, pushing your hips back, pushing your hips in, putting your hands up, putting your hands down, putting your body weight in your toes, putting your body weight in your heels. So those are just a couple few ways you can experiment with your machine and how it feels. So for example, one of my favorite things to do on my machine that's a great way to ease lower back pain or stress is bending over from your hips, putting your forearms onto the support bars, and arching your back out. This is a great way, and make sure your legs are straight. This is a great way to try to aid the vibration coming up your body and targeting your lower back. Now this is different for everybody, and that's why I say go ahead, experiment, find where the vibration moves through your body. You might find it might be completely different for you. If you're someone who's having pain, and say you have sciatica and you have pain in just that left side and you want to really target that spot, get on your machine, play with your speeds, bend your knees, don't bend your knees, put your weight in different places, to the side, to the left, to the right. Find where you can aid that vibration and move up through your body and get into that place. So, besides that, you guys, if you have any comments, anything you're curious in, leave it in the comment section below. I hope this helped. This is just a good way to talk about some of those really those first things you should be doing when you get on your ZAAZ machine. Even before you start going into exercises, really getting mindful of your body, seeing how the machine's gonna work for you and what's gonna be the most comfortable. So besides that, you guys enjoy the Super Bowl tonight if that's what you guys are doing, and have a great rest of the weekend and keep moving with ZAAZ.